Hello and welcome to another West Yorkshire Advanced Motorcyclist soundbite. Remember, you can find us on www.yam.org.uk and on our Facebook site at YAMS. Well, today we're going to be having a look at gloves. If you ask a motorcyclist what is the single most important piece of motorcycling equipment, if it's raining and they're miserable, they'll tell you it's their gloves. But it also has the most important bearing on how we handle our motorcycles in many ways, because of course all of our feeling about what the machine is doing comes through the handlebars, or the majority of it. So everyone loves it when the summer comes around because we can wear these gossamer thin summer gloves and can feel every little detail. But because we live in England, these don't get out of the cupboard much, and these do. So you have to be a bit careful when you're buying your gloves to make sure that you're warm and dry enough, because when you get cold and wet, then of course you start to lose your dexterity. You start to think about other things other than your riding, like how cold and shivery you are. So all of these things have to be taken into consideration when you're buying a glove. So let's start with the summer gloves. Well, these ones I bought this year, replacing my old pair of gloves that I'd had for about 10 years that I was desperate not to get rid of because they were like an old slipper and they were lush. But these are, I have to say, absolutely fantastic gloves. I went into Sports Bike shop in Leeds, and I was there for about an hour trying on different summer gloves, and these were reduced to £90, I think, from 160. They've got a race skin, very strong abrasive resistant palm piece for here. They are lined with Kevlar, as you can see, on the top part of the glove. Bottom part of the glove, I don't think it is. Maybe it is. Let me just check. It might be, I don't know, but it's very, very comfy. It's very, very easy to put on over the top. Nice and tight on the cuff. Super dexterous. You can feel everything. You know, it's a great glove. All of the feeling from the machine comes straight through your hands. It's got a nifty little blade on there for when it's raining. You just wipe your visor, and that piece of rubber cleans it a bit like a windscreen wiper. Super glove, made by Held. Not sure which model this is, but these were, as I say, about £90. Great pair of gloves for the summer. Okay, so for the winter, depends how cold it is, because these are heated, because I'm old and I like to be really comfortable, and they're pretty waterproof. These ones are super waterproof. These are Gore-Tex. They're not cheap, but you'd be wishing you'd paid the price for a good set of gloves if you've been on the road for hours and your hands are freezing. Water ingress on these is minimal. I've used them in some torrential downpours, and they are superb. They had an unusual sort of strap that went across there that I found really difficult to put on, so I just cut them off. But apart from that, they're a super glove. They've got a zip on the back, which allows you to get into the sort of inner lining. Even when your hands are dry, they take some getting on. But once on, they're super warm. But as you can see, in terms of how they are and how they fit, they're a completely different size, and in terms of dexterity, totally different in terms of feeling through the bars. They're worn in now, so they're a bit better than when I first got them, but they're still what you would call a winter glove, and that they're expensive. They're about 190 quid, I think, for these, but they're super warm and they're really good. But sometimes if you've been riding for a long time, 3 hours maybe a bit more, I went up to Scotland on Christmas Day and they just weren't enough. So I switched to these, which are Keisers heated gloves. These are about 200 quid. This is the leather touring version. Again, it's got that little blade on there for for the wiping of your visor. Very warm, not as waterproof as these, but pretty good, and very warm. They are a cross between a summer glove and a winter glove in terms of dexterity. Again, they took some wearing in, and they plug in to the jacket that I've got, which plugs into the central battery lead that comes up between the seat and the tank. So I plug my jacket into that, and then the long sleeve jacket from Keiss has a cuff zip on it. You pull that down, there's a lead, you plug that in there, and you push the back of here, and you've got 3 settings: red hot, and it is red hot, medium, and cool. Now the only downside with these is if you have them on a long time, they get really hot. And I've ridden with them for 3 or 4 hours, and when I've taken them off, the back of my hand's been red, not burnt, but just because it's had the application of heat on it for that length of time, it's taken an hour or so for the redness to disappear. So that's my selection of gloves. They are 3 different kinds with 3 different applications. Choose wisely with your gloves. Spend extra time making sure you're happy with them, because you don't want to find out when you're on the road that you're unhappy with them. You want to find out in the shops. So good gloves means good motorcycling and makes it much easier to get through the weather. So enjoy the process of buying your gloves, and you might want to get more than one set. One for the summer and one for the winter. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all again soon. And don't forget, look us up on www.wyam.org.uk and on our Facebook site @wyams. See you later. Thanks for watching.